Hi everybody, welcome back to week 2 of Online Ukulele Club. I'm Michelle and today I'm going to teach you 4 new chords. We're going to start with D major, then we'll learn B major, B flat major, and E flat major. Let's get started by making sure everybody's in tune. I'm going to do the same thing I did last week, where I strum my ukulele so that you have an ear reference of how yours should be tuned. Your bottom string, or first string, should be tuned to A. Your second string should be tuned to E. Your third string should be tuned to C. And your top or fourth string should be tuned to G. Once you're tuned, you want to make sure that you're sitting in an upright position with your back straight, your shoulders and neck as relaxed as possible. And you want to hold your ukulele in the correct position with the body supported parallel against your chest. You're going to be strumming just above this area in the neck. And you want to support the back of the neck with your thumb while you're holding down your chord shapes and making sure you're pressing down on those shapes with your fingertips to give you the most resonant noise. So it's time to move on to our first chord. We're going to start with D major. One thing about this chord that's a little different from ones that we've learned is the orientation of our wrist to our hand. For all the chords we've learned so far, you can have your wrist underneath your chord and underneath the chord shape. This is F, A, and for D, it's just a little different. You want to make sure you rotate your wrist to be above the chord shape. You're going to be making the shape of D in the second fret, so it's up high on the fret. And you're going to use fingers 1, 2, and 3. I find it easiest to place them down in order. So we're going to start with finger 1, which is going to be on G, or your top string. Finger 2 follows on your C string, and finger 3 follows on the E string. So they're all right next to each other, and the shape is just like straight across the fret. Once you feel comfortable holding this chord shape, we're going to strum through it on 2 counts of 8, doing just an up-down strum. I'll count us in, and I'll count us through playing the strumming. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the next thing we're going to do is go between D and A. If you don't remember A, it uses fingers 1 and 2, and finger 1 is going to be on the top fret, or your first fret, and it's going to be on C string, while your finger number 2 is going to be in the second fret on your G string. 1, 2. And remember, D is 1, 2, 3. So you're going to be switching between those. We're going to do each one for a count of 8 on down, up, and I'll count us in. We'll start with D and then do A. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch back to D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And back to A one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next thing I'd like to do is play through that chord progression one more time, only this time I'm not going to count through, I will count us in, and I won't name the chord switches, though I won't rush through them to give you guys time to place them. So when you're ready, remember to have your ukulele in the correct position, and we're going to start on D. 1, 2, 3. And I'll count us in. 5, 6, 7, 8. So now it's time to move on to our second chord. We're going to learn B major. B major uses fingers 1, 2, and 3. And one thing it has in common with D minor, which we learned last week, is that one of your fingers has to hold down 2 strings. So let's build the shape. We're going to start with finger 1. Finger 1 is going to be in the 2nd fret, and it's the finger that's going to hold down 2 strings. So you're going to start by resting it on the A string and folding it over to also rest on the E string. Your second finger is going to hold down the C string in the 3rd fret, and your third finger is going to hold down your G string in the 4th fret. One more time. Finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. And the back of my thumb is still supporting the neck, and this is the sound you should be hearing. So that's B major. We're going to start by strumming through B major 2 counts of 8, and we're going to just do the down up strum just to get a feeling for holding down this new chord. I'll count us in. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next thing we're going to do is switch between B major and E minor. So if you forget what E minor is shaped like, I'll show you here. It uses fingers 1, 2, and 3, and it's a pretty similar shape to B major, but it's going to be finger 1 on your A string in the 2nd fret, finger 2 is on your E string in the 3rd fret, and finger 3 is on your C string in the 4th fret. This is E minor. And we're going to alternate between B major and E minor. We're going to play them each for a count of 8, and we're going to do a strumming pattern that sounds like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That would be a full count of 8, so then we would switch to E minor for the down of the next measure. We're going to play through that chord progression twice. So if you follow along with me, I'm going to count us in. Starting on B major here, remember 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. E minor, B major, and back to E minor. For our third chord today, we're actually learning Bflat Major, which I think is going to surprise you a little bit because it is the same exact shape as B major, but it's just moved up on the fretboard. Here, I'll show you how to make the shape. You use fingers 1, 2, and 3, and just as before, you're going to use finger 1 to press down the first 2 strings. You're going to place it in the top fret, and you're going to press down on your A string and your E string. You're going to use finger number 2 in the 2nd fret to press down on the C string, and you will use finger number 3 in the 3rd fret to press down on your G string. And this is what B flat sounds like. The one we just learned is B, which I can easily slide to without lifting my fingers. And this is B flat. So I thought for B flat we could do something a little more fast-paced. So we're going to start by strumming B flat for 4, and then we'll switch to F for 4, and we'll do that 4 times through, and then we want to resolve on B flat at the end. So when you're ready, strum along with me. We'll start on B flat, and I'll count us in. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to F. 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch to B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to F. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more times. Switch to B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to F. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, switch to B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to F. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll resolve on B flat. I'd like us to try that one more time, and this time I'm not going to count through with you. However, I will pause on the chord changes so that you have time to switch between them. So I'll count us in and we'll start on B flat. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Resolve. So for our final and fourth chord today, we're going to be learning E-flat major. The E-flat major chord uses fingers 1, 2, and 3, just like the others we've learned today. And you're going to start by placing finger 1 on the first fret, down on your A string. Finger 2 is going to be the furthest reach, and you're going to put it in the 3rd fret on your C string, and finger 3 will tuck just underneath that on the same 3rd fret, but it's going to be on your E string. One more time, let's place that down together. So it's 1, 2, and 3 goes underneath it. And this is what E flat sounds like. For E flat, let's ease into it. We'll do E flat for 8 counts, switch to A for 8 counts, which we did already today. And we'll do that twice through. And we're going to do the strum pattern we just learned, which sounds like down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, switch chords, down for the next measure. I'll count us in. I won't count us through, but I will name and pause at the chord switches. Let's do it. Place your fingers down for E flat. 1, 2, 3. Correct posture. 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch to A. Back to E flat. And back to A. So for our final chord progression today, we're going to play through something I came up with. It incorporates some of the chords that we learned today and some that we have already learned previously. We're going to start with B flat and play that for 8 counts. Then we're going to play F for 8 counts. We're going to play E flat for 8 counts and D for 8 counts. That's the first half of our chord progression. I'll say it one more time. B flat for 8 counts, F for 8 counts, E flat for 8 counts, and D for 8 counts. The second half of our chord progression, which will follow immediately, is B flat for 8 counts, C for 8 counts, F for 8 counts, and B flat for 8 counts. I'll say that one more time. B flat for 8 counts, C for 8 counts, F for 8 counts, and B flat for 8 counts. So I'll count us in, and we can just strum up, down, or really whatever's comfortable for you, and I will name the chord switches as we go. So remember, for B flat, this is our shape, and let's get started. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch to flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and switch to D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And onto the second half of the chord progression, onto B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And back to B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think what we're going to finish off with is playing that through one more time. However, I am not going to count us in, and I won't name the chord changes, but I will pause on them to give you time to switch. So it'll give you sort of the most natural flow of the chord progression to play along with. I'll count us in, starting on B flat, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you so much for tuning in with me this week, and I hope everyone is staying safe, staying home, staying well, and enjoying the time with your families. And I will see you guys next week for our third class.